Good evening, and welcome to the Doom City of Granitegard, a live play fantasy adventure here on the Guardtower Presents. We stream every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and post new episodes to YouTube on Fridays. If you missed any of our previous episodes, or you want to check out any of the various social media platforms that we have, you can go over to our Linktree page, which is linktr.ee/dcog. Again, that is linktr.ee/dcog. And I'm pretty sure our chat moderator, Kate, will be getting that up here in just a few moments for you folks on that. And it's the easiest way for you to find the Guardtower's YouTube channel, their Twitch channel. You can also find our Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, Discord, and pretty much everything else that we use on there. We do have a small request of you. If you enjoy what we're doing here, we ask that you please give us a like and subscribe. It certainly helps us with the algorithm and helps the channel grow exactly on that. And if you've already done so, we certainly do truly appreciate this kind gesture. Our music and sound effects tonight are going to be courtesy of Pocket Bar. If you've not checked this app out, we can't recommend it enough. It's super duper easy. Head over to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store and download it. It's sound effects, music, seamless transitions, and even somebody like me can use it. So can't recommend it enough to bring some magic to your own table there. If you're into tabletop gaming and role-playing like we are, whether it's strategy or just an old-fashioned fantasy adventure, we recommend that you go and visit your local game shop on that. And part of the reason we recommend that you do that, yes, you can find the books on Amazon or various online stores like that, but supporting your local brick and mortar store is super important because that is generally where your thriving gaming community meets up, where you can run into people that share your same passion for role-playing on that. We do recommend the Guardtower East or West locations. There's very friendly staff, and again, they have a very robust gaming community there, whether you're into Warhammer, whether you decide that you want to pick up a little bit of Pathfinder, what have you, it's there. There are gaming groups for you. And if you're a bit of a homebody, you can always stop by the Guardtower's homepage there. That is theguardtower.com. It gives you links over to their Discord to check out various activities they have going on, or you can browse the merchandise they have. And I do believe that wraps up most of the announcements that I have for the evening there. Anybody else have anything for tonight? It's my favorite part of the evening, so who's ready to throw some dice? Excellent. We're going to do our brief intro, and then we are going to head to a recap and jump into tonight's adventure. So we'll see you here shortly.
Once the seat of economic and political power in the Northern Territories, the city of Granitegard fell in one catastrophic moment of terror and bloodshed. In the quiet hours of the night, the massive granite mesa that served as the city's namesake exploded violently, the debris reducing entire swaths of the city to ruin. Before the inhabitants could even comprehend what had happened, they were blindsided by an army of monstrosities surging from the sewers and into the city streets. The militia valiantly attempted to protect the fleeing citizens, but their efforts were futile against the overwhelming tide of bloodthirsty creatures. And in the midst of the chaos, the city gates slammed shut, turning Granitegard into a death trap for anyone that remained behind the high, fortified walls that had been meant to protect them. For over a decade, it has stood as silent as a tomb and shrouded in a perpetual mist. No one has entered, and nothing human has ever come out. That is, until now. 12 years to the day since the fall of Granitegard, the Trader's Gate has opened. The news has spread like wildfire across the human crescent. And like a siren's call, fortune hunters from far and wide have been drawn by the possibility of untold riches lying just inside the city walls, daring the foolish and the brave to risk it all at a chance of wealth beyond their wildest dreams. It has also stirred the interest of old rivals. With no one from the original bloodline to claim the mantle of leadership of Granitegard, plans are forming in the dark. Powerful forces seek to play their games of state, as the lives of everyone in the North hangs in the balance. And in the midst of this all, 6 strangers have been drawn to Granitegard by something other than riches or power. Their destiny is tied to the events surrounding the fall of the city. Each of them must confront the past in order to find a way forward. Each of them must search for answers in the doomed city of Granitegard.
And welcome back. We're going to begin with a short recap, and then we're going to jump into tonight's adventure. So, drawn to Newtown, either by the hand of fate or by their own burning purpose, each of our heroes has arrived to the newly arisen town as strangers. They were united by the enigmatic Versagallis Rex, and over time they have begun exploring the mysteries surrounding the fallen city. And they've also begun to uncover their own secrets that they have buried. After a series of adventures outside of the city of Granitegard, our party finally found a safe egress. Using a long-abandoned escape tunnel that has been sealed since the fall, the party emerged into a sewer system beneath Granitegard. As they acclimated to the scents and sensations of the murky underwater workings, the sounds of combat and the cries of children drew their attention deeper into the labyrinthian sewer network. Following the cacophony, they stumbled across a raiding party of hungry orcs that were waylaying a group of tiny, desperate creatures. One of the scaly beings saw the party and cried out to them, "Humans, help us! Just like the old days, help!" That was my best impression, sorry. Before the party could even have time to consider those words, though, the orcs decided that human meat was a much better alternative to the meager pickings of their original ladders. A brutal battle ensued and left most of the party members with scars they're going to be carrying for years. But Vahn was brought to death's doorstep. And just at that moment, Mary returned to the party in a blinding shower of holy white light. She stood over Vahn like an avenging angel. The orcs were forced back from her fallen friend, and her arrival turned the tide of the battle. And the humans and their tiny little new allies were able to overcome the vile dark speakers, and actually had to take them out to the very last one as the orcs refused to surrender. After the fight, the tiny creatures swarmed the party with adoration, and it turns out they were kobolds. They acted as if they had befriended the humans for quite a long time. The party's leader, Yip Yip, begged the humans to follow her back to the kobold hive and to meet the Alpha Mother. Battered and bloodied, and in much need of a place to hold up and recover, the party, some of them quite reluctantly, decided to concede to the request. And so they were brought back to the kobold hive. And as they arrived at the hive, there was a bit of a tense encounter with the shaman named Reddick. And Yip Yip, exactly, they did not seem to see eye to eye, but that was cut short when the Alpha Mother stepped forward. She addressed the party. She looked at them. Many breeding cycles have passed since humans have dominated the city above. Since the coming of the Dark Queen. Strange, you are the second of the parties to arrive here, the Old Masters. Such a long stretch of time in between. And what is it that has brought you here?
Second group? You said there were others that came here before us?
Yes, there were, but we will discuss that later. What is it that is your business? At this point, he approaches Vahn, snaps her fingers, and one of the larger guards runs over and drops to his knees, almost forming a stepladder that she steps onto to get up to Vahn's height. And as she reaches up with this tiny clawed hand, she gently touches your chin here, turns her head back and forth. Now, the most amazing thing to you is that it's not a cold, scaly hand. Well, yes, they do appear to be scales. It is very warm. And it's very smooth as well. There is definitely much for you to see and so much more for you to learn. As she steps back off, the guard stands up and quickly rejoins his fellow guards there.
I look over at standing next to Anna and I say, "Blaze, it's God's right. It could be the king of two kingdoms."
That's a very good point. What a strong political position that would be.
None of your surface races value the past, which is why you are always doomed to repeat it. She's like, "Let me open your eyes to what your people have long forgotten. Follow me." And as she turns to walk, the guards begin to separate the crowd into couples. The Alpha Mother uses her staff as she steps along, and each time it's hitting the ground, there's a small spark coming off it as she does so. But while she is seemingly a little bit aged, she does move with a tad bit of grace as she does so. Beckoning you on, and again, you're pushed through the crowds, and as you step off this platform where you were before, you come down to the back of the cave, and the guards part this large curtain set and lead you into a smaller chamber. And as you look about the chamber itself, you can see that it has been carved out of the bedrock with expert precision. The walls are almost mirror polish smooth, and it has been painted from top to bottom with murals. All kinds of different pictures that don't quite make just a bunch of sense to you just yet. It is a little bit dark, difficult for you all to see. And the Alpha Mother says, "Our eyes, we have very little need in the subterranean world for light. But those of you that are human, let me help you see a little bit easier here." She raises her staff, "Invictus Electrum Illumina!" And as she says this, around the cave, these lights begin to illuminate. Small little pots of oil begin, and now you can really see the detail in this artwork, and it is superb. Looking at the little creatures as you first came in, you did not really believe them capable of producing something quite as beautiful. It actually rivals some of the stuff that you had seen in the castles. She steps back and she says, "Now, let us begin here." She says, "Listen, learn, heed my words. The coming of your human age was birthed in blood. Their former elder masters, burned in the fires, consumed in hatred. So enraged were your people that the atrocities that had been suffered at the hands of their elven rulers were visited back upon them tenfold. With blade and by club, rocks, even your bare hands, you humans sought to exterminate these elves." And as she points up the wall, you can see this picture, this elven city, consumed by this violent crowd. Everything is on fire. You can see that they're chasing these crawling, desperate-looking individuals in these outlines. And you can tell the difference between the humans and the elves, even with the simple silhouettes that you're seeing on there. Even those that tried to show you humans mercy, lumped them in with their less than forgiving friends. Masters were burned and ground under your heel. But your humans, no, you did not stop there. You did not spare the dwarves either, leaving their mountain halls to become their tombs, filled with their broken bodies of their dead. As she points down to the mural, you can see there's a dwarven mountainside. It looks like the humans have literally torn through the large stone doors of the keep and are dragging the dwarves out to basically burn them at stakes. You can see there's fire coming out of the towers of the elven keep, out of the dwarven keep there. Yet, with both the other races destroyed, you humans, your retribution was not satisfied. You butchered and slaughtered us kobolds, deeming us to be nothing more than monsters, or worse, collaborators with them. So many brood clans were destroyed, gone, nothing more than mere memories. And now you see, beneath the dwarven cities and beneath the elven cities where the humans have gone down and are burning out the kobolds there, your wave of destruction did not stop until everything that you perceived had the faintest touch of the elves or the dwarves was reduced to rubble and ash. And in the process, the civilized world of the other races was brought to nothing but chaos and entropy. We were driven from our refuge in the elven cities, faced with having to survive in the world. Kobolds, we were not set up for this prospect. And one by one, many brood clans that had survived the purge were swallowed up by beasts, starved to death, or hunted down by humans for sport. And it was during this time that I ascended to the Alpha Mother, knowing full well that I might just be ruling over the last generation of my people. But I was not about to let that happen. I led my clan to the north, to this toppled city, lost in the war between the elves and the dwarves. Buried under the debris, its cataclysmic flood that had swept through the city, we managed to locate a small den that had survived the destruction. We set up our temporary nest. And unless fate had willed otherwise, we would certainly have died. Again, we kobolds, we know how to build, but we are not much for the fight. And it was at this time the great chief, Ingrid de Lestara, came to the ruins. And again, you can see here now this caldera and what looks to be the ruins of a city that has been washed out into the bay. And the kobolds seem quite confused. And then there's this party of humans that have entered the picture on the next mural piece. And there's a very large, proud-looking man that stands them. And if you look at the detail on that, even though it is that many hundred years later, you can see in Vahn's face similarities to Henry. The great chief, he led his people far to the north to escape creatures and the chaos that was consuming them in the southern lands. He remembered this city from his youth. When he had last seen it, it was much more beautiful than what was left when he arrived. Nothing but toppled towers, scattered rocks. And while Hengrid was wise and strong, a fierce protector, forced to be reckoned with in combat, he had to do something to protect his people. And with the fallen city, his prospects looked as bad as ours. However, I saw firsthand how he drove away the orcs and the creatures that seized upon this area, ones that had been hunting us mercilessly. I risk everything to come and speak with him, to give him an offer. We would help him rebuild his city, give his people a home, if they watched out and protected us. And again, you can see a picture of the Alpha Mother leading a procession of kobolds now at Hengrid, with looks like several pictures maybe behind them, people that were also dressed quite nicely as well as he is. His advisors recommended against trusting creatures like us, but Hengrid was very wise and decided that he would take us in. And so he struck a deal with us. Now she steps over to his side. You can see written in Northern on the wall there. She reads out, "For as long as the bloodline of Vilonethra reigns above the city of Granitegard, the brood clan of Salah shall be granted sanctuary within its walls." And now the Alpha Mother points a little further down from that. You can see that the humans and the kobolds are working to build the city. And over many cycles, we kobolds helped to build the foundations, construct your sewers. We taught humans how to work with the granite so they could build their city as they saw fit. But we kobolds did not teach them all of their secrets. We did not teach you how to sing to the stone, to manipulate it as we do. That, we reserve that for ourselves, so as we had some more value to you humans. And for many, many years, we lived in much harmony with you, benefiting living beneath your streets above. Because we tend to shy away from the lives of you busy humans, in times our existence faded into half-remembered whispers. We became fanciful stories that your grandmothers would tell you sitting at the hearths to wide-eyed children. Time passed, generations that came and they went, and save for the sovereigns that rule the city above, maybe a clawful of his trusted advisors, our existence faded into obscurity. We honored the arrangement. The humans kept us safe down here. We kept the underworkings of your city working well. Then she points down to the last bit of the mural here, and what you see is the explosion of the granite mesa, casting rocks across the city, even plowing through the sewer systems and such. The doom that came for Granitegard also took us kobolds by surprise as much as you humans. The explosion, thousands of tons of rocks pelted through your city, cleaving off sections of our sewer, killing our people. And then came the worst, those monsters pouring through the sewers. An army bent on blood and destruction. But we kobolds, we hid deep into our hive, sealed off, bunkered down, waited for the storm to pass. And while we were spared the initial destruction and the slaughter, we were not even fully aware of what happened until many weeks later. After our scarring bodies came back, we discovered we had been sealed into this ruined city. No one could escape the gates. Again, you see this mural that shows the creatures within the city have secured the gates, piled up stuff to block it, and there are patrols moving to the city as well. Of your humans that were trapped in here, those that resisted were slaughtered outright. Those that surrendered crowded into the prison and into the stockyards like cattle. Some even willingly joined their new dark masters, turning in those that tried to stay hidden, those that tried to survive in the ruins, hoping that this exchange of blood would save their lives. And when we tried to reach out to those few survivors that had avoided the patrols and the betrayal, they rejected us. So once again, we bunkered down, stayed as long as we could away. But over time, supplies began to dwindle. We needed food, which meant we had to venture out and face the abominations above. The Alpha Mother stops at this point in time and looks over at Vahn, her eyes locking directly onto yours. And this brings us to now. Do you think I did not know who you would be? But I could see Hingarin's face in yours. I could smell his essence coursing through your veins. You are sovereign, no? Ruler? Heir to the Oathmaker? And you, daughter of the Spy Master? What are you here? Do you serve this new sovereign?
Yes.
Just as your father served him before?
Approximately in the same manner.
Then now I ask you, why are you here?
First things first, I would like to insight Art's response to that.
Honor, are you deceiving or
I mean, what you got there, buddy?
Ooh! Spill it.
Oh yeah, nope, that was good. Yeah, that was a 3 on the die. I mean, mostly I just meant that I don't really think that her father spent a lot of time hiding stuff for the other king. It's little slight differences in job description currently.
Job description?
Yeah, there we go. Look up. Yeah.
First things first, I would say, I had no idea. I was a boy in the city. My father and I grandmother. They told me they would share things with me later. I didn't know they walked in here. I keep looking back and forth to the wrong. I thought I was leaving the people of Granitegard when I fled. But I had no idea there was another hole down here. And for that, I have my deepest apologies.
As you say that, she reaches out and touches your hand with hers. She says, I do believe you for your sincerity in your words. Don't exactly believe all that you say, but I understand the hesitation. The daughter cannot be held accountable for all of the parents' words. No.
I certainly hope that's true.
But again, I ask you, what is it that brings you here? What is it that you want from the Coles?
Books to everyone. It's like, you know, very different reasons for being here. To be honest with you, the journey into the city has been challenging. We seek a place to rest, a place to recuperate. I would be lying if I said that I wish to speak further with you, with the others here, about what this relationship could be. That these people don't serve me, they're trafficking companions. It's desires as well.
She glances about the party, and as she does so, you can see that she locks eyes on Echo for just a few moments, and looks back to you.
So I don't speak for these people. I speak with them, but I'll let them share their own intentions with you. That's okay.
And what happened? Are you friends of the kobolds?
We are friends of the kobolds.
Insight.
What's that?
Insight, please. I need.
You're rolling insight on me?
Yep. I have a 27.
27?
Upset the queen.
Were you speaking the truth, or were you blowing this up?
I'm not deceiving. I'm
Very good.
friends with these people.
Then that's fantastic. She smiles at you at this point.
Perhaps we can be of some kind of help. I would like to put it on the record, though, when I was growing up as a boy, I lived outside the city wall, so I did not know any of this was here. Just so you know, I'm pleased to meet royalty, and he does a little bow that you would see if you go down to that kind of place.
A very large flourish.
Yes. We have lots of skills, oration, but also healing. In fact, we have someone who's an even more powerful healer than me. Perhaps we could be of some service to you in that regard. We have quite the craftsman with our friend Crisp Human over there.
Have you put on the human guys, or are you still? She.
Point is, we're here. Now that we know that you're here.
She is looking very, very intently at you, Skeech. And how many of our kind have you eaten?
I can't give you an honest answer to that.
He's a friend. He's not gonna harm anybody here.
That would be wise on your behalf. At this point, as she says that, you can see the Kobold guards turn, and while again, their armor looks very makeshift and everything else like that, but their intent seems quite hostile towards you currently, Skeech.
Got like one hand that's like reaching into the bag.
Now hang on.
Yeah.
We're not being hostile towards you, so I would appreciate the same reaction. Ooh.
You are a very wise one. And the guards all step back.
And I step behind.
Are you hungry? Let's see. Are you hungry?
Am I hungry?
Yes. You do look like you all a bit worse for the wear.
Sure.
Come with me. And she actually kind of pushes you along. But as she does so, as you all begin to move along, she actually steps forward right now and stops in front of Echo. And she's looking at Echo. She's like,
Like him or like, okay. And he'll kneel.
she actually starts sniffing.
Honestly, it's not that weird for him.
And she steps back and you can kind of see her forked tongue flicker in and out. Doesn't touch you, but she's like, oh, everyone come. And leads you down from this room. Now, as you all turn around, you can see at the back side of this room, there's another one of those same curtains. But she leads you away from that and back out to the main chamber. And as you all come back out to the main chamber, she says something in Kobold to all the citizens that are there, and there's this huge cheer that goes across. And at this point, you actually hear music and song bust out. And you can see the Kobolds are playing these makeshift, strange instruments. You can see they've got this guitar that one guy is playing kind of like a bassoon. And again, there's a drum set made out of different bowls where there's looks like some materials been stretched across it. They're playing some little cymbals and stuff as well. I mean, it sounds very interesting, but they're definitely all very much makeshift, and they're all singing their little Kobold.
And Yip upon seeing everyone start pulling out their instruments, just like her whole face lights up, and she's like leaning over to like grab the thing that's been hanging off her backpack the whole time.
Would you please describe this to our viewing audience?
Can you please describe it? Because I don't know how to describe this.
Oh, all right. So I will take the honor that it very much looks like a crossbow of some nature. But as Yip begins to crank on it and begins pressing these strange keys, the crossbow begins making music. And you can see now that, oh, wait a moment, this thing has been kind of converted. Almost a guitarish type of musical instrument. And yes,
Performance?
go ahead, please do.
Forty-two.
22. Quite an impressive little virtuoso right there. She stops you all on the same platform where you initially were standing, and at this point you see kobolds are bringing a table up and set it down, and they begin setting pillows and stuff around. Obviously you all are not going to be able to stand at the table because it is relatively short, because it's been converted for these creatures to sit more at than humans. So you're kind of invited to sit down on the pillows with the Alpha Mother. Now you see the shaman that seemed to be quite hostile earlier kind of look over at you, and he steps back to the curtains as he closes them behind him and does not seem to want to be part of the party. But the rest of the kobolds seem quite excited to be joining you here, and they begin passing up dishes. There's some rice. There's a couple of other covered dishes as well. You can see that there is a bowl that looks like roasted meat of some nature. There's small little strips and things. It does actually smell pretty good, to be honest with you. There are some cakes of some nature that seem to be made. A little lumpy looking, but they look to be small little cakes. And the Alpha Mother says, please partake with us. And she sits down and begins to just reach into a bowl and grab something out and begins to eat it. And enjoy. You are now friends. Welcome.
Even if you don't like it, you still gotta eat it. Be polite.
Point of order, am I still carrying all the bodies from before?
Yeah. Let's say those were taken away a little while ago. I had forgotten about that. We're just gonna glance over that and drive on forward. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. No, that's not what the meat's made out of. So,
That's one of the greatest kobold.
So what does the cobalt cake taste like?
it tastes kind of like flour as the base for it. A little gritty, maybe because they're grinding it with rocks or something. I mean, that's not uncommon back in the day to have worn down teeth a bit from the old grinding stones and such. It's not terribly super flavorful, but there does appear to be a buttery type of spread maybe there.
Well, I'm gonna.
Very good. It's not an unenjoyable meal. The taste, most of it has a similar taste to something you've had before, but not exactly the same. So when you're enjoying the biscuit, like I said, it's not really a cake, it's like a biscuit, small baked biscuit. It's a little more tacky as far as it goes. And again, the butter, it's just a slightly off flavor to it. Nothing that is gross, but not exactly what you're used to growing up, especially with where you come from.
I'm surreptitiously using prestidigitation on my plate to give it just a little bit more flavor.
Just staring at the Alpha Mother and just like grabbing it to seem polite and just stuffing the whole thing.
But because I'm doing that, I'm just tucking in. My, this is the finest victuals I've tasted in quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Give my compliments to your chefs.
Yes, I appreciate your flattery, but it's not probably what you're used to, but that's okay.
Well, I've traveled far and wide, and I have quite a taste for new and interesting foods.
I appreciate interesting, good description. She's like,
I am actually going to be back out. I'm going to grab some of the things that I brought from the kitchen. That's what I'm going to need.
oh, you're refusing the hospitality. Okay, nope.
They are going to poison me.
Okay, that's a bit.
Fair enough.
I don't trust them.
Nobody seems to be saying anything about it, but there is an eyeball cast over his direction from the Alpha Mother, but back to the... And so she looks over at you, she's like, so, there's very much need that we have of you. To prove your friendship, will you help us?
I think we all be good with helping, is I think people just need to know specifically what it is we're signing on to. I don't want to speak for the crew.
Well, first of all, as you can see, we are very desperate for supplies. I am sure that you all may have a a way to bring some in, something to help us. We are very lacking in food, which is why we have to send out our very best. Hope and pray there's something left up in the city. After 12 years, you can imagine it's just quite meager pickings up. I mean, what you're eating right now is mostly bone meal dust and the spider's milk to make the cakes that you have there.
And you've done marvelous with those ingredients.
What incredible sources of protein, exactly.
But this is true. Not quite as tasty as the milk and eggs and flour I remember from quite a while.
How did you milk this plate?
Can't
Your
finish.
lessons later. Explain it to you if you'd like.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Enjoy that.
I'm going to assume you're looking to move around the city. Something up here you're looking for? You will find it very difficult to move about the city with the sewers the way they are right now. The city itself is very dangerous up there. Many areas you are not prepared for. You help us.
Skeech, kind of solve this.
You help us reclaim our sewers. We will help you move about your city. They will give you a free passage to avoid most of the areas you don't want to go to yet.
I think it's important to make this very clear. My decision to help you has already been made. Kind of looks back to the road behind. The decision was made quite a long time ago. I take my honor before me. I don't speak for these. If they wish to tackle on things that to them to choose. But you have my hand.
I think that having safer passage is going to help me in my endeavors, so it seems like a fair trade to me.
Of course.
All eyes on Skeech.
Actually, she's staring over at Echo. She bypassed right over Skeech.
He meets her gaze, says, well, seeing as I don't want to turn the hive on us, I will, of course, comply. But, and he drops his voice to a lower volume. I do want to know, you seem like you know something about it. If you just tell me what it is, I'll help you. That's it.
But I will tell you something else instead. That is not for me to share. You seem like you have some familiarity with elves. Carry the sword upon your back. Tell me. I also notice your wolf as well. Do you... And she flashes a little symbol to you that you recognize. Do you know this, Matt?
Do you know him as well?
When I spoke with the old masters, he was one.
He treated you well?
He knows the old ways.
And, if I'm anything of a pupil of his, I do too.
I think you'll be much greater than that.
Thank you.
And what of you, sir?
I'm just gonna look around. Everybody else has already given a yes. It's just us two that remain. Consider me turning over a new leaf. Sure, I'll help you. Whatever.
Such heartfelt conviction. Thank you.
Wild card. Well, every day we get farther and further away from the reason I came back to Granitegard, but I was just saying the other day that we got a lot of enemies back there, and not too many friends, so I would sure love to make friends with all of you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Very good. We may not have all the advantages of your human friends, but there's a bit we have to offer. We do like to aid our friends.
Do have one small. I found a cloak of some kind close by here, and wondering if you have a shaman or someone who could help me identify what it is. I don't think we're going to be able to get back up to folks that can help us up.
Hold up your cloak.
Pull it out of my bag and hold it up. Looks pretty nice. Fix that.
She looks at it for a few moments, and you see her trace a couple of things in the air. They're blue for a few moments and then fade away. And then as they circle around the cloak, it swirls and it literally pops under your ear. You may now unfold that. The knowledge is now with you.
Damn strange. I don't know you could do that kind of things. Me.
You will find that the humans shied away from magic. That is one of the few things that has kept us alive.
Thank you very much. Be over here looking at my cloak.
Does that mean everyone's good then? Because I wouldn't mind helping them out.
Well, Skeech, we haven't heard from you. I'm not staying here. Skeech is in.
As long as you're with these people, and as long as you honor our rules, you will be welcome here.
You're not going to catch me alone.
What's that?
Yeah. Did you tell him what those rules are?
Do not hurt our people. That would be pretty obvious. They will not hurt you either. Actually, most of them, aside from the guards, most of the other ones are very much cleared out around you. There's nobody really trying to muscle up on you. You can see that the primary default for these creatures looks to be run away and fight another day, except for the guards. But as you said, you wish to escort these people?
I've gone on scouting missions myself before, haven't I?
This is true.
So I know the city well.
It is quite an ask, but I know where they will be going eventually. Would you be willing to face that?
Don't be able to put myself between two of you here, but
She will be your best bet. So be it.
Well, welcome to the club, yip.
You, girl, you don't smell like the rest.
Are you sure?
It's a new perfume that I'm trying.
Silence.
the spell or the word?
I start laughing when
It
you
doesn't
tell them to be
matter.
silent.
It's been a while since I bathed.
And who is your father?
Oh, yeah. You know my father?
I don't know. Who is your father?
Emmerich?
It does seem that he was a very wise man. She begins to fumble with something in this cloak that she has on and finds the pocket. Ah, yes. Yeah, this has been waiting for you.
You got a big scroll.
This may take some time for you to read, but I think you may find it very important. He was sure you would be following behind.
I'm sorry.
He was sure you would be following behind.
So you spoke to him?
He came with an old friend.
They traveled together.
Yes, they did.
Were they the last people that came?
They were the last ones, yes.
Was my father also?
He was not the same man he was before. I don't know what happened to him in those years, but there was not much left of that man when he came back. I have not seen them since they went up. I do fear very much what had happened to them.
So you don't know where they are now?
No. I have my suspicions, but I don't know for sure. And so let's talk about our future here today. As I said, the supplies that we have are very short. We need more. But in clearing out the sewers, you'll be facing very dangerous foes. The ergo, these fish people, they had come through our sewers about 5 years ago or so. And since then, they have taken the cistern. It shut off the drains, which has raised the water level. That cistern must be drained to help attain the water levels where they need to be. And then the pumps that would normally keep the lower levels clear, they are no longer working. But the Leapers have taken that. You will need to drive them out as well. Beware the thing in the pit.
The what? Beg your pardon?
It's happened.
The thing in the pit. They worship it.
Stays without a pit. Yep.
Who worships it?
The Leapers. These frogs.
Oh?
Frogs.
Yeah.
Frogs, they hop. They leap.
Told you. Okay, so the fish people and frog people, we're just gonna take care of them and all be hunted.
They're both very carnivorous.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, why wouldn't they be carnivorous?
You clear them out. As you do so, I will share more of these histories with you as I did with the human side. You're not the first cycle, nor I believe you'll be the last. But for now, what is written is written.
Did my father give this to you to give to me?
Yes. It was insurance, so in case he does not make it back. Your father, he says, there is knowledge, information at your home. That was where they were seeking. But while you're here, you must rest and recover your wounds. Again, you are free to interact with my people. We will prepare a place for you to stay. I do fear the beds may be a tad bit primitive and for you, because we're not quite used to building them for your stature, maybe, but they are a bit shorter than you, if you may have noticed. But it will give you warmth. It will give you protection. We'll have time to heal yourselves, make ourselves avail to you. So, you look like you're a tad bit tired and in need of some rest. So when you're done here, please, she points down these stairs. You can see where bolts been coming out of another alcove that you didn't notice when you all first came here. As a matter of fact, no, it wasn't there when you first came here, but somehow the stone itself has literally been carved out and a small room has been added. And now, is there anything you wish to ask me? Anything you need from us?
Thank you for this.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having us.
I do have question. I already knew the answer to this.
Yes.
First, my family line to visit me since the fall.
Yes. But you're not the only one of your family that is here.
He kind of like, if he was sitting on the cushion, that they're like, he's like clambering up. Say more about that. What do you mean?
Now is definitely not the time for your event.
He is like holding back on all of his etiquette lessons right now on how to appropriately work through this.
She reaches out, and as she touches your hand, you do feel this very calming of it. And as she looks at you, there's this very motherly look on her face, like the type when a mom has very bad news to break to you. I will come and we'll talk. We'll have your revenge.
Come here, seek. Cycle. Humans have fallen into. Starting again.
That makes me happy. I wanted to see it. Where are your hearts at? And you can see, with a bit of sadness, there's this little bit of hope in her eyes. You may break that cycle, yet we will help you. If you do not mind. And she looks back towards the curtains. You can see, again, the shaman, his face dips back behind the curtains. She is like, I have matters to address. She stands up, and as she does, the guard begins to follow with her back behind the curtains. And you are left with, it looks about 2,000 kobolds that are sitting around watching you eat. They're still happy. They're still playing music. They keep bringing you food to the table and filling things up for you. You don't see any of them eating at this moment.
I'm really eager to read this, so I'm just gonna get up and go to wherever.
The room that she pointed to,
Yeah.
the alcove. As you come out of the alcove, the kobolds that have been working on it have just finished putting up a curtain in front. And they kind of pull it back aside. You see one of them mimic the flourish that he did to let you come through. And you can see in the alcove there are oil lamps that have been set up. And these are well past their primary usage and have been repurposed and fixed. And only the way that these little creatures have been able to keep them together functioning. There are pillows that have obviously been sewn and re-sewn and put back together again, all kinds of different fabric pieces. A little table here in the room, and looks like there's a quill and ink here as well. And it looks like they've tried to put some odds and ends. Like there's a hairbrush in here, and there's a cracked mirror, and things along those lines to kind of give you a little room set up as best they possibly can. And the ones that are in see you, they begin hurrying out. You can see they have created several pedestals that raise off the floor about that big, and on top of each one is a set of pillows to create little beds for you. And they smile as they run out of the room like that, and one of them stops, and like bows down real quick, and out he goes.
Aw, I'm gonna give a nod and thanks.
Off it goes, making those strange little, again, sometimes a little bit of a mewl, sometimes it's a little bit of a little hiss, just strange little chatter that these creatures make.
Damon, are you not going to finish?
So yours, go. Enjoy, please.
Yeah, I realized at one point just the volume of spider milk that I must have consumed in the past few minutes. Suddenly very full.
Can we roll for spider milk, please?
On a roll, one of the creatures comes up, kind of looks sideways at forth, and then sets a little something on the table and scampers off. A small little vial that has this amber fluid in it.
I'd like to pick it up and smell it.
It smells kind of mapley.
I'm gonna pour over my cake. Eat it.
It's maple syrup.
That's so sweet. I mean,
It's very sweet.
literally,
best.
that's just so kind.
This is the best treatment we've got since I got to town, I have to say.
Really, yeah.
We still haven't unpacked about why they were holding nicer rooms for us. The Red Valerian.
That's true.
This is where we're stuck.
There's another room.
Oh, yeah, we moved on up, and yeah.
Vahn, wasn't it because of you? That was the impression I got. They didn't realize we had royalty among us.
I thought it was because our rooms were being watched and we were sort of in danger if we went back to them.
That was probably both things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Oh, that's right. I realized I have an audience. This is cool. I feel that I'm getting emotional.
You seem quite eager to help us and join us. And say how appreciative to do such a thing. You know what's in the city.
You humans have always been good. I can go get the picture story. And it's like she's hopping up and like all like super excited. And she's like, I'll be right back, I'll be right back. And she like takes off in some direction.
And you watch, you can see as Yip Yip all of a sudden it appears on one level above, and then suddenly dips into something else, pops up another level above, another level, and finally hits something. And the process repeats itself as Yip Yip comes back downstairs. And how many of them did you grab?
Like an armful.
Looking like a freshman in high school carrying their 80 books on a stack, Yip Yip appears with all of these kids' storybooks and such.
Before Yip Yip got back, I know it was quick. Before Yip Yip got back, it seems like we both know that's not exactly true. Isn't that right, Echo?
Yes. In the past, it has seemed like people don't like when I tell them, so maybe you should tell her that humans are evil.
Some humans are evil.
Most humans.
Fair enough.
Let's let them give you a few of the
We've got
questions
most
before we question. Make it well look to me like I was a monster. Thank you. Setting is everything. Skeech, you said it. Never not setting. It's off the scene, the context. Yes, thank you so much.
As Yip Yip arrives with the picture books, you can see the wave of excitement pass over a bunch of the kobolds around, and they begin kind of rushing up and sitting down, almost like awaiting story time. It seems that Yip Yip has probably been reading these people books as well for a period of time. Because again, the way they rush up and they begin kind of climbing up on people's laps. You can see there's about 4 or 5 that have clambered up on Damon and kind of snuggling in. You know, there's one that's kind of come up to the Reverend, and it kind of a larger, kind of burlier one for being a kobold, is like purring as it's leaning against him quite heavily for something its size. You know, there's a couple that are sat down right next to Echo.
Don't upset.
None of them are sitting anywhere near Skeech. Anna has a whole bunch sitting around there purring, and Mary is not with you all at this point. And Vahn, there's a bunch of just wide-eyed ones that are sitting near you, and one small kobold, obviously it must be a child, reaches up, and it's just kind of holding your arm a little bit as Yip Yip is there with the picture books.
Do I need to come up with a story on the spot?
No, you can just, Yip Yip begins reading off a couple, and you recognize them from your childhood and stuff, of Tales of Knights. There's one of Sir Gindrin in there as well. And Reverend pours one out for the homies there.
Shouldn't waste that. They said they're running out of food.
I never waste.
Oh.
Yeah, she just goes through the story basically like kind of like how a librarian would tell like a room full of children. She's just holding up these little picture books, even though she's clearly one of the younger ones herself, and it's just like going through all the pictures and like the stories, and is like so happy and excited to talk about them.
You know, it's not always like it is in these picture books. Not everyone that you come across, like us, are good people. Some of the humans have made some remarkably terrible choices. But we're not like people.
Yeah, no one in this group has made any poor choices.
Never.
Right, Damon? Back me up, Damon.
Me neither.
I'm ignoring you.
Another decision.
I know there are good and bad. You all seem good. You're like the picture book story.
Resounding sign of approval.
Yes, thank you so much, Yip. That's so kind of you to say.
Oh, I could also show you around if you wanted to, too.
Please do.
Get the approach.
Yes,
I know.
absolutely.
So they're all getting aura of the kobold around me.
Yeah, you pretty
Can
much
I
have.
test it? But like,
You're pretty amazed by this almost supernatural effect that you have of parting the cobalt sea. It's like you have some sort of power that you didn't know,
halfway through the first book.
and like
Yeah,
ever watch Birds on the Beach?
that's exactly that's like the seagulls. It's scary.
Well, they don't go flying, but they just part. So as you come through, then they kind of close in back behind you.
Oh, no. I don't want them to close behind me. I have to run back immediately.
Okay.
I get scared.
They come back out of the way, and then they close behind you
My
again.
friends, I get scared.
You're very tall, so
You've been sitting down.
still.
They're not sitting down while they're running. I can't
I
see over
didn't point
them.
out the fact that Yip is like one of the tallest outside of the
And
bar.
not one of my friends.
Yeah, but Yip is one of the tallest outside of the bar. And she's like 2'10".
Ouch.
So I'm pretty sure you can see everybody.
It's scary.
Yes.
So after Yip finishes with the books, you're going to take them on a bit of a tour, I'm assuming, at this point.
She has to go bring the books back anyways.
All right. So as you are brought, how many people are going with her? How many people are going to go to the room? Or what is the, I mean, kind of get a, who's going where?
Someone has to go.
I'm definitely going on the tour because I live for new experiences and sights.
All right.
Echo is going to say, Damon, cover for me. And he's going to leave. He wants to go seek out Mary and see what she found.
Guess I'm going on the tour.
I'll go on the tour too.
Off the room.
But like, mine would I don't.
Okay, so you three are going to be down in the room. All right, we'll handle. We're going to look at the tour, then we'll jump back over to you all on that. The tour of the Gold Hive actually is more interesting than you thought it was going to be. The architecture of the place is actually very strange as far as the way it's reverse cutout into the bedrock beneath the city. And as each ring goes further and further down, it spreads out. Again, almost like a reverse beehive. But their homes are carved into the rock itself, and then a ledge comes out, and then there is a connecting piece with an elevator that comes down that would actually go down at a slight angle. And then there are these rope bridges and such that come across that they can run across and things to allow easy access and egress from one side or the other. Some of them go down a level or two, things along those lines. One of the most interesting things has to be the repurposing of things from the city. As you look around, all kinds of items, like there is a natural spring that has occurred, and there are all kinds of different pots and pans of this conveyor thing that are taking the water up to the upper level, so you don't have to go all the way back down to get water from the bottom. Looks to be some sort of sewer system within this that flushes away unwanted debris and things along those lines. But probably the one thing that almost makes the Reverend's head spin are the valuable items that have been used for everyday purposes within the Cabal Matrix, because they certainly look kind of pretty. There's gold and there's silver, and you actually see a platinum dinner plate that has had holes punched in it and looks to be polished like a mirror, sitting in one of the gold caves, like the Cabal homes in there. And then Yip gets to her little abode, which, go ahead.
The first thing you notice is very much so like everywhere else. It's some valuable items repurposed. Most notably, the little curtain that shut off her little room from everywhere else. It's made of platinum coins, strung together. And she parts it like a beaded curtain, and her head inside like all happy and excited.
It's beautiful. It's a nice place.
They're not holes punched or anything in them.
So, again, looking around there, you can see that this little creature has been quite industrious in outfitting her abode.
There is obviously a lot of books. Mainly picture books, but mainly picture books, but just a lot of books lining all the little makeshift bookshelves that she has in her room.
It's quite a collection.
I got them on my scouting trips.
The books bring up a question. It's all the magical abilities that you have. Where did you learn those from?
Yeah, the mother?
She taught you how to do this? You didn't study them out of a book? Or? Interesting.
Stories are too good to be used. It's not a question. Much of the old magic resided with the kobolds. The others. Helped
I may have magic, but it's not as strong as hers.
Seemed pretty strong back there when we was fighting them orcs.
But none of the other kobolds can do it.
Really? Just you? Amazing.
Why they only threw rocks.
I did notice that.
It threw it really hard.
Really too much. And she's like going around putting all the little books back, like all happily, like sorting through her bookshelf, and they're clearly organized in some way that you cannot discern at all. It's like a messy little place filled with scraps and crafts and all sorts of different things and bits and baubles from the top side. A lot of like little pictures and paintings have been cut out and put on the wall of just people and the different races and stuff like that. And it's like she was trying to study them in her own way. It's honestly really cute. She's just like, she never got to see any of them before, so.
Yep, you got who's its and what's its galore around here.
Yeah, one thing.
Is that a thing about?
There's natives 20.
She's like, opening a box, and she's like, it's not in there. And she's just like putting stuff here and there and everything else. And she like comes back with like a few little makeshift bracelets, like one of the ones she made earlier for you. I like to give to the others. And it's like, these are made of silver coins.
Thank you.
Puts it on immediately.
It's like 5 silver coins each.
Cherish this.
Should I get some for the others too?
I think we'll have plenty of time. I'm sorry. I need to excuse myself. I'm still feeling a little bit. Can't deal with the orcs.
Do you wish me to lead the way back? I know it can be pretty confusing if you don't know where you're going.
Be very helpful.
And down, she begins to lead you back to there. So while that's going on, let's jump to the room where Skeech, Echo, and Mary are. So Mary, as you're reading through the curtain parts, you see Skeech and Echo enter the room with Sky. And Sky comes over and sits down next to you and kind of just nuzzles up against you. You can tell that the wolf is feeling your sadness, your little bit of what's going on with your heart right there after reading the notes, and just kind of looks over at Echo, and Echo, because of what Sky is picking up, you can also kind of feel that vibe as well.
Hi, Mary. Just kind of looks around at all the stuff. Bit metropolitan for my taste. There's a lot I feel like we need to talk.
Yeah.
But if you don't mind, I'd like to start with whatever the Alpha Mother gave you.
Sure. So, there's pages, it feels very much like a journal. sure if all of this was written with the initial intention of me reading it, but I can see why you'd want to give it to me. It basically starts about him deciding to go out and seek out the evil that he believes still exists. And he had to get a blessing to do so from High Inquisitor Avery. That sound familiar to you?
Do I recognize the name? High Inquisitor Avery? No. Never heard of him.
We're gonna need to find them.
Why is that?
The last page of this says that everything that he's discovered, all those details, were sent in a raven. So I think I want to know those details.
The Alpha Mother said Emmerich coming to the companion. Did you know who it was?
But is that it? I think the person you know.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were familiar with him. He looks over the room, and it's Sky and Skeech, and you revealed something to me before all of that stuff happened. I feel like it's time, if our goals are this aligned, that I tell you what I know about who I am.
Okay.
I am not from where everyone else is. I'm sure that's a surprise to you. There's a mountain. And up on the mountain is a group of people that no one has ever seen before. Dragmar. And the only visitor I've ever seen was Emery.
What was he there for?
I never saw him speak. The only thing I heard him say was friend. And he said it to the man who trained me in everything I know. The only person I feel like I really know. And I can't call him family. That's what I imagine it's like.
Okay. Interesting. So our paths are, or our past is linked through my dad.
That was my only lead. I admit hearing the Alpha Mother talking about, or even Yip Yip talking about the honor among us humans has hurt me, in that I realized I came here for maybe not such good motives. Seeing the Reverend and Damon driven by the darkness in their past, I thought maybe I would come out with something more practical, something more doable. And yet, I'm still just looking for the people who killed my people, and I just want to kill them too. So I'm no better than them. I want to be. And the only way to be better is to be smarter. Knowledge. So if you have a lead, I have your back.
My father didn't tell me a lot. All I really know is that my mother and my father and my father's best friend fought this evil, and to their knowledge defeated it. And
Okay.
it cost my mother her life.
Do I know her mother? Either from a story or something? Just the name?
Go ahead and give me a history.
Natural one.
Natural one.
Your brain melts.
I'm not going to make you roll the bad dice. If you did, you don't recall it currently.
That might have been Algar. He was always honest with me. That was something I learned was important. It's not good to sugarcoat things. He told me about all the evils the elves did, even though he himself was one, but Where I was wrong was I thought he was the last one.
I think the evil is not the elves. I think it's something else.
Something bigger than that.
Something bigger. Something not, I don't know, more of a spirit or darkness. I don't know. I don't think it necessarily has a physical form. But this is just my speculation. The name you just said, it's in here a lot, which makes sense. Algar, that's who trained you?
That's who raised me,
Wow, okay.
as far as I remember. The abomination that knocked you out for a little bit brought back a memory, maybe my earliest, of Algar saving me. There's nothing before. So, as far as I know, he's all I have.
For whatever reason, they're traveling together. And I don't know their history, but one of these pages talks about how they went to visit my mother's grave. And my mother's body is missing. And clearly my father was really upset by this. And it implies that the only person that he feels like could do this, I believe, is Melisandus. I'm sorry to use the name. I don't know how else. And it doesn't say that explicitly. But in here it says the same thing that my mother said when she spoke to me, was that she has to be defeated.
Well, maybe there's something to be gained destroying her. Maybe we'll learn something else. But for now, I think we're on the same path. I feel comfortable sharing with you anything that I find. This Averin fellow, he's our next lead. If we have to destroy Melisandus, sorry. So be it. I don't know if I'm ready to tell the others, but thank you for telling me what you told me and for trusting me.
I think it's important for everyone to understand that not everyone in any particular race is. You know, my mother was part of an organization that was against the enslavement of the races, and she wanted better.
Algar did too.
Me. It's worth. Sounds like you guys are getting caught up in family drama from before. Right. We don't necessarily have a parent or another. It's all just everybody. But that being said, it's what you do with your own path, not those before you. So, like your mom wasn't an elf, or like did they just say that?
No, she's definitely elf. High elf. Yeah. But I mean,
Do some elf thing.
it's not really work like that. I mean, like, do some goblin thing.
Oh.
Lots of
Of a half elf.
So how does it work? You have
magic?
I can see in the dark.
You sent me down that hallway.
Okay, it won't happen again.
Oh no. You're coming with me next.
Fair.
About this time, you guys see the curtain rustle, and the rest of the party begins entering. And welcome to level 6.
Yeah.
You're going to take a short break, and we'll come back and see you folks here in just a little bit, and we're going to roll for hit points and proceed on with our adventure at that point. So, welcome to level 6, everybody. We'll see you here in just a few moments.
Spider-Man protein. My body is not a
And welcome back. As we said right before the break, our party has just stepped into level 6, so we're going to start doing everybody's favorite thing and rolling for hit points. We're going to begin on this side with the Reverend. Reverend, please go ahead and you level up again as your regular class, correct?
Bard, yes.
Yes, okay.
I rolled a 5.
All right.
Perfectly respectable 5.
And what is your new total there, Reverend?
37, because to this 5, I add my Constitution score of 0.
Fantastic, man. You were racking up the numbers. All right.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to look at Damon. Damon, what is your roll?
I also rolled a 5. So it's going to be a 7.
7. And what is your total, please?
7.
You have
47, sorry. 7 hit points, you know.
I'm like,
But he ain't gone.
we may need to look at doing something to help you out there, Damon, because you're not going to make it too much longer. All right. Echo, we're going to handle you and Sky at the same time. So,
Okay. So the same roll or roll again?
well, let's handle you and then look at Sky.
Okay, so rolled an 8 plus 2, 10, 56.
56. All right. And Sky?
All of them hit points.
Okay, so that'll be a 5, bringing her to 54.
54. Go ahead and open up your paper there. As you level up, so does your pet eventually. So you'll see the actual minimum on the hit points there
She's
at 55.
big.
And she, when you wake up in the morning, she's actually a size larger.
Just Skeech.
All right, we are going to look at Skeech.
Okay.
Skeech, how many hit points do you roll?
So that's going into our rule. So that's going to be a total of 5. And using one of my new class features, I made this fun syrup that I decided to drink last night. And I'm going to be at a total of 42.
42. Yep. How many do you currently have?
That's zero, my guy.
Skeech has more hit points than me now.
And we're going to look at Anna.
Oh, okay, that's a 9.
All
Great,
right.
so for a total of 12.
And your new total?
Is 55 plus 12. So
67.
Yay.
All right. You got a meat tank there, finally. Okay. And Mary. Look at everything.
That'd be a 4.
So minimum 4 plus your Constitution bonus?
No, that was with it.
Oh, you go up to
Rule half.
rule half.
So you had to roll a D what?
A D8.
D8, so you have 4 minimum, and add your Constitution to that?
Okay, so that is
6. Okay, 6. What is your new total?
Brain math. Let's go. 52.
52. All right. And last but not least, Vahn.
Only doing halfsies this time. That's unfortunate, which takes me up to 62.
62. All right. Anna is definitely your meat tank right there, dude.
It's a linear tank for almost double my hit points.
It's a lot better than a rogue tank.
It's
So
so I can
that's
use it myself.
yes. Don't ever rogue tank. It doesn't work out.
It's just rank.
It's a lot of work for the healer on that. All right, back to where we were. Waking up the next morning, everybody feels refreshed, still sore from some of the major damage that your body has endured, and of course the accelerated healing that comes from magic has definitely again taken its toll on your body, and it's going to take a couple of days at the very least for you all to recover. What are we doing with our morning here? Let's go ahead and we're going to start on this end of the table and work our way across. Vaughn, what are your plans for the day?
First things first, is it in here? It seems like the room got tighter somehow.
Petting Sky, who's now bigger than me.
So Vaughn's plans for the day, first is like whatever morning check-in with the team to see what everyone else has planned. And then we'll quickly try to get away from them before they ask too many questions and wants to go speak to the Alpha Mother. Essentially about the jobs wants to get as much information about these fish people and frog people as possible to start doing research and see if they have any, no offense, any other books, knowledge, lore down here besides the picture books that we've been shown so far.
All right. And what you do notice as you all wake up in the morning, sitting at that little table that I talked about, and there the kobolds have set out breakfast for you all. And there are these large reddish orbs sitting on there that almost look like these giant roe that have obviously been baked. And next to them again is more of that little biscuit bread stuff as well. It looks to be some form of gravy as well. So, Vaughn, are you going to eat breakfast first before you do that, or are you heading on out?
And again, it'd be rude to not partake, so yes.
All right. You enjoy a nice fish roe breakfast. That's the largest piece of roe you've ever seen. And, Mary, what are you doing for today?
Well, first I kind of just wanted to check in with the party because I felt like we hadn't talked at all since I was dead. So, I just wanted to know kind of what I missed when I was in my perpetual, endless, horrific nightmare.
So I'm picking up we're all having breakfast together first before we're heading out. So let's go ahead and talk about breakfast.
Go over this.
All right, let's go ahead and have breakfast together first. That's what I'm kind of seeing going on. So everybody kind of wakes up about the same time to this delightful breakfast. Yip Yip is actually sitting there almost waiting on you all to wake up. All sorts of vim and energy. And
like a toddler, you just wake up to their face.
breakfast is served.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, my new favorite delicacy, spotted milk gravy.
All this protein is really, I don't know, I feel so much better. Yeah. Right.
Look at Sky.
Yeah.
Yip Yip, it's not buttermilk gravy. Oh my goodness. It's rat biscuit gravy.
Oh my god.
You could maybe spare the details. It looks great. I don't need to know anymore.
A little croissant from my bag.
All right, so all of you harping down breakfast there?
Yes.
So, Mary, I guess you're going to be checking in like, hey, I was dead. What happened?
So what I missed, guys?
Like, you mean like the part where you was in a magical
Yeah,
slumber?
reliving my worst nightmares repeatedly? Yeah.
Should we talk about the part before that happened?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm open to questions. You have any?
Yes.
I have one.
Okay.
So sorry, Skeech. Why would you do that out in the open? And not in the safety of our room?
It fit the moment.
Oh, I'm so glad it fit the moment. Wonderful.
Hey, there's something to be said about having a flair for the dramatic.
No. Not for something as big as that.
I mean, fair.
Trust me, if I was an elf, I would reveal it in the most spectacular way possible.
Oh my god, I'm so glad you're not an elf.
Or am I an elf? And then my ears grow into elf ears. Sorry, Dave, I was an elf all along.
Very funny.
I feel like this is confusing Skeech.
Reveal it. Wait, can you do elf stuff or not?
I mean, yeah, I can see in the dark.
Yeah, we established
So
that one.
that's my
a sore
what
spot
I got.
for me. Then you just go. Hey, everybody. Light up.
But your,
Basically.
is your magic, it looks to be divine in origin and not the elven magic that I'm familiar with.
Yes. It is divine. I learned this in church, right? Yeah. So church camp.
Yeah.
Church camp was real fun.
Demons, invoke some prayers. It's normal church camp.
How did you conceal your elvis nature from the church? Though they don't take too kindly to that.
Lots of bobby pins, anxiety.
Needed to have an illusionist for coming up.
Or a hat.
Yeah, I mean, I wore my helmet a lot. That helped. But yeah, mostly it was just having my hair pulled down all the time.
Well, you know, I'm one to keep secrets, so your secret's safe with me. What that's worth.
Thanks. You guys are the first. Yeah. So, sorry for not being straightforward with you from the beginning, but I think you can understand.
I think we've all had some growing pains in that regard, choosing what to share and when to share.
Maybe
You
still
the
learning
most,
that
though.
one.
Lights over the sky. It's really, what are you feeding this thing?
Buttermilk.
She keeps getting
Now that it's secret sharing time, Damon, do you have anything you'd like to share with the class?
No.
All right, well, it was worth a
feel
try.
like you set yourself up for that.
It was worth a try.
I do want to go over this a little bit with those that haven't heard. So, is anyone familiar with the High Inquisitor Averin?
I usually try to put people the names like High Inquisitive.
That's fair.
I don't get advantage or anything for it.
Yes, you would.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just add your wisdom to that.
Okay, wisdom. Okay. It's a solid 10.
Solid 10. So you would know pretty much what anybody from where you've recently been would know. And this is the current head of the Church of the One God, which relocated to the Concordance after the fall of Granitegard. He is part of the new group that came in and took over the church leadership after it fell. So he has been leading the church in a very different direction than a lot of traditional stuff. Much more aggressive expansion with the church, I would say.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him. He's a lot of fun. And I relay what I remember.
So, my father has, I guess, found some information and relayed all of his findings to this High Inquisitor through a raven. And I would like to find him and find out what my father knows. I think it's really pertinent information about this evil. This great evil that my father always talked about that killed my mother. And I think that if it is true that it's returned, that it could be the cause of all of this. And I think that it's important for all of us, all of our paths in some way. Also, in these letters, it talks about how my father was being followed, and the way that it's described in this letter, it almost reminds me of when we were fighting the basilisk. And do you remember that rider that was kind of far ahead? We spotted him. Well, my father sees somebody following him in the distance, in the same manner, and I'm just wondering if it's the same person.
It's the same group.
Right. Anyway, just...
Wasn't that rider associated with George?
It looks like it, yeah.
What would they want with your father?
Does the description of the rider match either of the two people that I had seen at Lord Arundel's mansion?
Everett answer, there's more questions.
Also, my father's letters talk about how he went to visit my mother's grave and found that my mother's body has been removed. Not sure why, but I would like to learn more about that as well. It seemed to imply that maybe the person that is responsible is Malacenta's. Which was the same name my mother gave when I saw her. Do I recognize that name?
It's a very bad name.
Yip, do you know who that person is? Would that be?
Could you enlighten us? No one's ever seen her.
We have.
Yeah, none of
That
us.
actually sends a visible shiver down Yip Yip's back.
None of the kobolds, if they had seen her, come back.
Checks out.
Did you all find anything out while I was gone?
Spent a lot of time kind of bumbling around trying to save you, and then you kind of saved yourself.
Mm-hmm. And that saved us.
Yeah.
It did. It came back around. There was some challenging, changing of hands in Newtown. Some of our friends seem to be in trouble there as well. Look at it.
My friend Wyatt has been captured by the Concordance, and Anna and I would very much like to rescue him if we are able to. I was convinced that it was not a good idea to try to do so at the time.
Yes, I hope that as things settle here, perhaps we can get him out. And maybe they really did just want to question him for a moment. It would be so wonderful to believe that they would release him right after that, but I'm not sure what we'll find when we return.
I haven't made steadfast claim to anything yet, but I want to make one thing clear to you and to everyone else. I can feel and read the shifting tides of what is happening in Newtown. It's quite obvious it's a play for power they're attempting to do. And not if, but when I stake my claim, things will only become more challenging for those that are aligning themselves along with me. I'm not asking for your assistance. I'm saying that it would be nice to have you by my side if that is the case. We will rescue you.
I'll definitely be by your side. I hate to interrupt, but you said someone's body went missing? Yeah. Where at? Moment, please. Was it here in the city?
I don't believe it actually states.
It.
Does it?
The
been a while since I
Abbey
wrote
of
that.
Saint Elaine.
That was not here in the city. Forgot that it did state that. Oops. Been a while since
The
I wrote
more
that
you
down.
know.
It says insert temple name here.
That would be more towards the west, northwest of Granitegard, along the border to the Concordance.
Okay. I wonder if we could make sort of a plan on a map to kind of hit the places that we want to go in order. Like, we all have different things we want to do and to accomplish, right? And if we could kind of, I don't know, I would love to do everything, right? But I think it would be efficient if we went on a path that maybe did all of those things we want to do in order.
Have a map of the city if needed.
That would be great.
So you need like a rating chart.
Not a rating chart.
Is that not?
I feel like we're doing things in order of urgency. Like, for right now, we're gonna go after these fish and drugs, right?
The original and leapers.
And that may not be the highest of importance on our personal lists, but I think it's the highest in our urgency.
Thing I'm here to do, I'm not yet convinced that all of you want to come along with me.
What's that?
I would like to see the way brought to justice. How that happens, we may have some disagreements.
Well, I think we've got a good start on that, right? At the tower.
And we took a few of them out and swayed some of them to our cause, which I would prefer to do. But the leadership of the way ain't going to be swayed to our cause.
I think it's important for me. To be quite honest, I don't remember if I formally apologized to you. Folks came to the tower, but I'll make another thing clear. It is not my place to get between you and whatever business you have. My personal ethics and beliefs, it is wrong of me to ascribe to you. And I consider you a friend. I will help you in accomplishing your goals. I may not be able to assist you in that need, but
As long as you don't get in my way. And
that's a very dangerous place to be.
I feel like I ain't never apologized for anything in my life. So I'll accept your apology, and I'll thank you for bringing me back from the edge, because I don't think I was quite in my right mind. Well, first guy here, our resolve is strong. For what it's worth, I feel like having a strong king around here make it so that groups like the Way can't move in again. So I think that could be you, because we saw what the alternative is. King George or murderous criminal organization.
We'll need to have a conversation with as well. Fortunately, quite soon.
Speaking of conversations that perhaps we should have, Vahn, about disclosures, I'm just so curious about some of the new things we saw during the fight.
Immediately.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
And as he does so again, that ball of almost like swirling crimson and eldritch blended together. And again, as he's just holding it in his hand, leaps out just a little bit, not out of control, but almost the fringes of like it wants to lash out.
What is that?
First, you would see that it's literally causing pain. Essentially, you can see like his veins are throbbing out more so. And he quickly dispels the toxic conditions, and you can't help it. It's like, as well.
While studying schools of magic, while studying magic to learn it myself that I ever encountered.
Go roll Arcana.
Yes, please.
Could I roll to see if there's any Elvish?
You can roll Arcana on that as well.
I'm assuming I wouldn't know anything.
Can I roll for any of our old ways from the tribe?
Yeah, why not? Go ahead.
14 for me.
14.
Natural 20, 26.
So, you remember mention of blood magic, but you've never. It doesn't exactly match up, but it seems to be an overlap. It also very much reminds you of things that you saw practice in very, very dark, terrifying chapters of your life, like the type of stuff that even Alicindus would be a part of.
Gonna try to just keep that together. As
Performance, please.
Can I argue deception?
Ooh, go ahead.
Well, I should be able to.
My man.
It's a 17.
All right. You pretty much keep it together, man. They're not even a little bit of peep that just comes out of you. You don't even make a sound because everybody's eyes are drawn currently to Vahn. Nobody sees your facial expression or even your body kind of react to it.
I think you have a very good point. There's no reason to keep any secrets whatsoever. You've seen some of the things that people are doing, but this is the trade. And I thought it would help me reclaiming lost. I didn't think I would be strong enough to save you, so I saw outside. But everything has a place. And I paid. So you judge me if you wish. Very understand. I completely understand. But I entirely believe it is how an individual chooses to wield and use our responsibility. Necessarily, but that's right.
I agree with you.
Are you in control of it?
As much as anyone can be.
So you don't serve anything more powerful than you?
He almost like a half smile kind of comes to his face. I've used the name Thresh several times. Thresh was the mentor that trained me. So we spent several years going through the process of what it meant to become a slave, a hunter. Essentially, I worked with the Rangers of the North, the Watchers, understanding their training. But there was a day when Thresh said that he was not able to assist me. Okay. Let's just say I crossed a line that Thresh himself insisted. And unfortunately, when I attempted to contact him, well, Thresh is dead. So I don't know what greater help he's going to be in.
Vahn, make a roll.
Mm-hmm.
It would be wisdom.
It's not good, boss. It's not good. Big 6.
You see Vahn kind of turn his head for just a brief moment. You hear a familiar laugh that nobody else does. Then it fades away.
I'm going to remind them in a second. Possibly more help than I anticipated.
Skeleton?
Like, I mean, scientists. I understand coming. Yes. Not all the time.
I just want to be prepared for what laws of nature you're going to destroy in the next encounter.
You've seen most of what you can
Okay, and this isn't as bad as I thought. I think that we can spin this for your campaign. You know, so I think look at the lengths he's willing to go to. It doesn't have to be all blood magic and sort of eldritch curse. I think we can work this out.
Yeah, if there's an option, maybe not lead with it at all.
be ideal. Yes.
My recommendation would be not to live in it. I think you've done the right thing. Because let me tell you, the arcane arts are not looked upon very kindly in this part. Only the Vahn magic is allowed. Everything else is for Vahn. We're taught not to investigate those schools of magic. Fortunately, the one God provides many gifts, which is all we need.
Forgive me, but doesn't the king, isn't he supposed to decide on things? Couldn't you change that if you wanted? It's part of what I was speaking about. Yeah, Father. There are many things that my fathers did quite well. There are many things I can see changed. A great many things. It's limiting access to knowledge. That's how you find yourselves in the type of predicaments that we're currently in. If you don't face the past and understand history, you are doomed to repeat it. Please.
I agree that not everything is black and white. You can't wield magic like that and not intend evil. I can be who I am and not be evil. Even the church that I grew up in, I thought highly of my whole life, and it's maybe not as holy as I was taught to believe. There's gray in everything. And I think that we should take everything we learn at face value and judge it for what it is, not for the preconceived notions that we're taught.
Well said.
Lead me, change the direction of this conversation. I don't want this to seem like I'm sidestepping some of these things. But I feel like you had an excellent point. We've been thrown a lot of stuff recently. It's been one endeavor after another. And maybe taking some time to get our bearings and make a decision on what's actually important. I can't help but think, but if White is where he is currently, and there's any possibility that there's a threat, people matter more than diving through any trinkets or careful lineage. Maybe it's important for us to think about what actually matters and take care of the people that matter to us first.
But I don't know, even with all of us busting in there, we have what it takes. I would love to get in there and get White out, but I have soul. You've rubbed off on me a little bit. That might not be the best course of action.
To be honest, I'm just educated on these types of things, but do you think we could get him to a place not heavily guarded?
My eyes are gonna instantly drift to Anna. No.
Look, I'm sorry. I know. Teal was a bold choice. And I stand by it for my life. It was what was on sale.
Yeah.
If we're going to try this path, you're going to have to learn from me how to be sneaky even with your... Where?
Me too, me too.
I could cover it in mud.
Oh God, both of you.
Oh, I'm speaking up. This is the happiest day of my life.
How come you never offered to teach me how to sneak, Dame?
Because you do it quite well.
Was that a compliment?
Hold on.
Wait.
He's been absolutely disarmed by that. Like,
Vahn kind of goes reaching in like one of his like knapsacks that he has. I know you're not like a tutor or anything, but it seems like you're taking on quite a responsibility. And passes this thematically down the row that we are somehow in this room. To be quite honest, it's a little bulky for my taste. Maybe you'd be able to make better use of this and kind of passes that three-handed crossbow.
I could try. I've never used a crossbow before. I'm more attuned to daggers.
Well, maybe I can help you with that. I'd be more than happy to spend some time showing you a thing or two.
We're so cute, guys.
it's a regular love-in.
I guess that can count as a trade-off. I teach you to. You have to listen to everything I say.
Promise.
I'm all ears.
Oh. I think it's legit, dude. I got you.
I cover them in mud.
Sure, you know what? Yes, absolutely you
Sounds
can.
good. All right.
Okay, but you have to be the ones to smell me.
I mean, I sit next to him a lot. He smells like dirt, so it's not that much.
It matches, or it covers up my odors.
No, it doesn't. Not that much.
And out of my bow tie, I produce a cubic foot of dirt, 1 gallon of dirt, and just like all dirt.
Oh, wait. Or water.
Is this the lesson starting?
Lesson starts now. Well, I can't see him.
I take back what I said.
You can't take it back now.
Oh, I do now.
It's in here. And in You know, while we're it was just having some kind of downtime today, I did create some potions that I want to show Vahn and Skeech. Perhaps we could do that today. Wanted to do a little quality control, if you will.
Are you sure you don't just show us?
Have you been practicing? Yeah, I'm eager to see it. Feel that was a concerning. Yeah. You'll be fine.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, my schedule speech.
Are you going to hold on to those real quick until you guys? Are you going to go ahead and do that before you go visit the Alpha Mother? Or are you going to? What are we looking to do?
Yeah.
So.
Yep. You think it will be okay if we take a little while before we go to see the Alpha Mother?
Let's go kill her.
Should take more than an hour or so, I think.
So, looking at the vials that you've got there, the one that I believe there's a set of 3 that were the same.
So, I'm this entire time I am explaining this as I created these, and I just want to see what you think. Do a little quality control.
You don't have to explain.
I believe there was a set of 3 that were the same, correct? And one that was different?
There's the one that is labeled Ball Troll, the one that is labeled Unicorn Glitter, one that's labeled Liquid Fear, one that is just 2 flasks of the same
The Bottle Troll you've never seen, the Liquid Fear you've never seen, the Unicorn Glitter Dust is basically powderized unicorn, and it is used in all kinds of different activities, in reagents, potions, even alchemic devices like placed on the end of bolts and things like that to have different properties.
Do we think that between the 3 of us we could pull up skills to be able to determine what these do.
The other ones that you had that you weren't quite sure on, you can readily identify both of those.
Even one, the control one.
Yeah, that is a singular one,
Okay.
and the other one is there are I believe 3 of those, are there not?
To make this a teachable moment, it holds up 2 of them. Pass them over to Skeech. Skeech, what are you making these?
Maybe not find out.
Maybe give it a sniff first.
There's no walk.
Just glitter.
Wait.
No, wait.
Do you pop the liquid fear?
No, the unicorn dusted. Well, it depends what you hand me.
The only other one they have is it's like a sticky substance or something.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, just wanted to make sure when he was popping the cork on there.
Yeah, well, maybe don't do that with the other ones. They're very potent.
You see, they were pushed to the side.
Discretion is the better part about it.
But what would you like me to roll for any sort of inkling?
The unicorn glitter you're familiar with. Not because you've used a whole lot of it, but because you've got the textbooks that describes it.
I can't read.
Right. Never mind.
Am I allowed to read now?
Hallelujah. I thought he was teaching you. I thought that was something that you guys had established several
We were going back.
Our audiobooks.
We've had about 3 hours total, so.
Yeah.
Oh.
Give me this audiobook.
I can read and see it.
Yeah. You have Arcane?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a roll on Arcane for both.
Well, on the first one, it's going to be a 14. On the second one, it's going to be a 22.
22. Okay. The first one, again, you identify it as it must have come from a unicorn. You have no earthly idea how to utilize it.
So
You're sure what it is as far as like what it came from. The second one you know is Alchemist Fire. Highly volatile and effective.
Be careful. Sniff it too much.
yeah, I could have told him that.
Recovery.
No, I know what it is. I made that.
Then why did you want it? It quickly jumps in. Oh, is this intense?
Yes.
Skeech. This one. This one's actually
That's it back.
quite
Well,
potent.
pass that one back.
It holds up the one that has like flecks of like looks like if mud could curdle kind of in it.
Apt.
This is what's known as there's come in different varieties, but this one seems to be an elixir of rock trolls.
Rock trolls. Yeah, elixir of rock trolls. Exactly what I was.
Exactly. I also know that you know that if you were to consume this physical strength, physical prowess, increases quite a bit. In fact, can make someone indomitable.
Yeah.
Reinvigorates them, increases their vitality, helps them fight. This would have been a remarkably challenging potion to brew.
Especially considering one of the main ingredients is chunks of flesh from a rock troll, which you see drifting in and out of the.
And I spin a yarn about how I slayed a rock troll
Man.
up in
Deceit, please.
in the mountains. Yep. Good thing my deception is high. 17.
Insight.
Can I roll insight?
I don't. Are you sure? Go ahead.
Do I have any knowledge of rock trolls to roll insight?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
With knowledge of how the Reverend acts, not real insight.
Everyone is like, sus.
I will give you.
24 for me.
That's a dirty 20.
30, 20.
I
So what do you
don't have
think?
any time. He's
Yeah. So basically, everybody from this side over is totally bought your story. these two are just staring at you deadpan.
You know that track.
Like the daggers, you can just like. But at this point in time, you're pretty much used to those daggers because they keep coming from the same source over and over and over. That little spot in your neck is actually starting to build up some like calluses.
So, what? Echo, why are you looking at me like that?
You got a detail wrong.
Oh. Which one? Just want to make sure that you know.
Rock trolls would never be found in a cave. They would be on top of it.
Oh. Yeah.
I imagine if you took this one down on your own, like you had said, it must have been sick. Why it was found somewhere.
Or you lured it.
Yeah, maybe it was some sort of trap.
I used my guile. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And so I brewed that because I think it will be useful. Did we know what the other ones were, or
Know when to own up on its skills and abilities, and these seem to be beyond me.
Okay. Yeah. Very advanced techniques I used. I called upon the power of one god to help me create them. A couple of gods too. Got them all in there. And
That works. Just saying.
many things are possible if you believe. I thought you'd know that much. Well, I'll take those bottles back, and I don't think you'll regret these. I put them in my coat. All right. Well, that was fun. Do that again sometime. He's just like kind of looking at that bottle troll and that liquid fear, like.
All right.
Can I roll Arcana again to figure out what they are?
I already tried checking out before. You don't know what they are.
Okay.
Haven't learned anything since then about that. All right. So, Vahn, I believe you were sneaking out to go talk to the Alpha Mother.
Well, I will just peace out here. I have a few questions that I want to speak to the Alpha Mother about. What's everyone's plan for the day? I feel like we at least have the day to recuperate. Yesterday was challenging.
I think I just want to have a game plan for what we're doing moving forward. If we could maybe see that map you were talking about, and maybe we can use that to formulate our plan.
And she pulls out like a little rolled piece of like scraggly paper, clearly probably scavenged from something or the other, and like runs up to you to hand it over to you.
It's on the back of an old flyer for a circus.
Okay. Interesting.
And it is a very crude drawing of the city that you recognize a lot of points on it.
See, how was it see this place or how it's supposed to be?
Actually, it seems very, very accurate. Now, there are some scroll details written on there. And, do you read Draconic? You don't know what the notes say.
I count all the things that are on. It seems like an
Oh,
amazing
I can tell you everything. I can tell you everything.
We're good.
Echo's flex just got taken away there.
And so like she like comes on over and like starts pointing at places and like, that used to be the Grand Arena. That used to be the Theater in the Round. That used to be the Great Library. That used to be the Institute of Higher Learning. That used to be the King's Garden. That used to be the Queen's Grotto, the Zoo, the Bazaar, the Courthouse, the House of Elders, the Harvard, the Horns, the Cathedral, the One Guy, the Prison.
Okay,
And I
can you
also
say that again, but slower?
And in pictures.
Some of us have never been here before.
Right.
Hastily scrawling as you are going in Northern and Common here, back and forth.
Institution of power.
The Institution of Higher Learning was, as like she like pulls out a little notebook and like flipping through it, and she's like, it was a college built for anyone as long as they could pass it.
I wasn't informed about this when I was living outside the city walls. I think they didn't let us kind of take the test.
Read to the people.
Actually, Vaughn, you know that is not the truth.
Everyone was treated equally and fairly. All you had to do was show interest. Let's give it a chance. It was actually part of its founding. So, something like my grandfather was steadfast for, held up by my father as well.
What if you couldn't read the words of the test?
You couldn't read the words of the text. I don't know. I would hope somebody would be willing to help. Wasn't there? I was too young.
Yeah, I didn't get any help on that regard. That's right. Perhaps we could get into the Institute of Higher Learning today. Well, not today, but soon.
And also, as she like points back to certain areas and like kind of gesturing, like this is the warehouse district. We shouldn't go there. This is the. Well, hold on. Because of the servants of the Dark Queen.
Oh, right.
Right. But yeah, we shouldn't go here because this is the warehouse district. We should go here because this is where it used to be the House of Wellness, but it's not really great anymore. And this is like the cathedral and the graveyard, which is also dangerous. I've seen one of them.
One of them.
Yeah, me too.
Could you go into some more detail? Was it a large creature?
You done eating?
I almost got eaten by one of these things. I'm not gonna turn my stomach.
I saw a kobold once that eating goblins. It was a spider creature.
Well, that's worse.
Fun.
Do I notice Damon's uncomfortability?
Damon, if you want to do just.
I'm not hiding it.
Okay, yeah, straight up.
A little green under the gills thing.
I hate spiders.
There's also, it's like she points to another part of the map. There's the library, but you can't go to the library because no kobolds have ever come back if they gone into the library before.
Interesting.
There's the Kingswood, and everyone tends to avoid it, but I hid there once and that was fine. And then there's the courthouse, but there's also bad things there. There's the Queen's Guard, which is dangerous, and yeah.
So everything's dangerous.
We'll just circle.
Don't go here. It's dangerous.
Well, no, you can go to most of the other places. It's just you can't go to a lot of the big places because a lot of the places are overrun. There's a lot of bad things up there. It's why we stay to the sewers a lot.
Makes sense.
So we need to access the sewers in order to get to some of these places, which I hate to say, I think we have to go eventually. So this brings us right back to speaking with the Alpha Mother about clearing out these sewers.
If you guys want to go with the yippee, yeah. That's fine. I mean, I got something to work on here. On this to lead you to take a look at that. I'd love to see what you're working on. But if you guys want to go, I guess I can set up later.
So the rest of you are to go talk to the Alpha Mother while Vaughn and Skeech work on something?
If you trust us, Chuckleheads to talk to without you.
I don't think you need my permission. I think you'll be fine.
Oh no, I wasn't asking you for permission.
What could possibly go wrong?
There will be time.
All right, and they depart. So let's go ahead and take care of Vaughn and Skeech, then we'll move to the Alpha Mother.
So, what is this exactly you've been working on, Skeech? Oh, yeah. It's here.
And I'm just going to start laying out all of the alchemy kit that Vaughn had purchased for me a while back. I'm taking my time really just lay everything out detail by detail as we did in our lessons. But more I'm just really letting everybody get their out. And I'm going to be glancing around to make sure everybody's going.
You feel secure. But if Damon was there, you probably wouldn't know it.
Your form is impeccable, but is there something you want to show me?
And I'm going to pull out this bowl of powder. And as a bonus action, what I'm going to do is ignite a flash, which is going to be stunning any large or smaller creature within 5 feet of me and not allowing any reactions as I pull out the dagger.
Are you going to be assassinating Vahn? Is that what I'm hearing?
Do it. There's no save?
No, you get no reactions. That's what it is. As I pull out the dagger. Vahn, you need to start talking. For the first time since meeting Skeech, you see him just completely steadfast and eyes locked with yours. Where did you learn that?
Whatever. Am I stunned? Did you activate it, or was it like threat with the dagger?
Oh, I set it off. That's why I was waiting for everyone.
Is this going on in like the cafeteria where all the kobolds are?
No,
No,
it's
they're
going on in the room.
Okay, they went back to the room.
The curtains have dropped past,
Yep.
and there's a barely noticeable pop inside there.
Simply 6 seconds. My vision clears. I see you with the dagger. And he's not. He's really calm. Skeech, what exactly are you after? What do you want?
I need to know where you
Since you understand. This is familiar with the village of Angren?
she came.
Skeech, I lived with my mother's family in a village of Angren. I was 12 years old. So, we 4 years ago, my mother's family attempted to teach me what they claimed it was. It's less like the patient and Skeech you can put it.
Unmoving.
Don't. When I sought out, which, like I had told you, I went to his home. He resides in the Crimson Grove. I stayed with him for 3, nearly 4 years. He taught me everything he knew. And I'll be quite honest with you. Thresh was not a good person. Thresh did terrible, terrible things. Probably to your kind. Maybe he was getting old, maybe he knew his death was coming soon. Something changed in him. It's time to take me on as his pupil and bring to teach me these things. He did. Skeech, this dark queen you are so afraid of, I'm not associated with her. And I know the deal that I struck to have these powers. I know the price that will need to be paid one day. until then, I intend to do everything in my power to make other people's lives better around me, because I don't have much time. I believe you. And if you're going to use that to help us out, she used to, then I'm with you.
I'm gonna raise up my hand and just cut. And just let it rip in between us.
You see, he almost without kind of holds his hand out. You see a couple of drops kind of drip in there. And it will be more like full. It's going to slip it above it. So he kind of pulls it. It absorbs it. From this day, it's your job to lead whatever tribe this is. It's here.
Yeah.
The knife cleaner. It hurts. Skeech, he's like, to like break it up, kind of goes over to it. We have to take care of this when it gets infected. You know this.
Yeah, probably.
It's okay. No. It's Skeech. And when I say there's speak to just it's one of the only memories of home that I have left. Skeech, we're gonna forge a new home with this. We'll make new memories after this terrifying business is complete.
I'm going to grant you inspiration for that. Vahn, you're in the silver. And Skeech, you're in a platinum. That was very unexpected and quite amazing. Thank you. Moving to the rest of the party. You all come out of the room. And you can see the kobolds have been going about their day doing their thing until you all come out. And then it's almost like rock stars are rolling out here. There's quite a bit of excitement. Most of them don't stop what they're doing, but some of the younger ones come bouncing and hopping up to you all, kind of very strange and bird-like motions that they have as they move. And they begin kind of flocking over as you all are walking up the steps to where the Alpha Mother is sitting up on what looks to be a throne made of stone. And she shifts and looks down at you, and you can see next to her is Yip Yip. And she says, "That is something that you wish to discuss." And here's where we're going to end our episode for the evening. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. I'll look forward to seeing you again at next episode, and it will be quite a banger. I think we have something large and exciting in store for you. So have yourself a wonderful week, and come back and see us again next Sunday evening here at the Doom City of Granitegard. Thank you very much.